Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world with me, Deepika, coming up in the next 30 minutes. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to begin his three-day visit to Northeast and other states. Projects worth over 71,850 crore rupees to be inaugurated. Prime Minister Narendra Modi extends best wishes to Nepal's interim Prime Minister. Nepal's parliament currently stands dissolved hours after Sushila Karki took oath. Election for new government to be held in March next year. NATO to strengthen defense of Europe's eastern flank after Poland shot down alleged Russian drones. US joins in solidarity. Poland rejects Trump's remark. 7.1 magnitude earthquake strikes near the east coast of Russia's Kamchatka region. Tsunami threat issued soon after the massive earthquake struck. In sports, World Athletics Championship begins in Tokyo. Neeraj Chopra to headline India's 19-member contingent. With an aim to bolster development, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will begin his three-day visit to Mizoram, Manipur, Assam, West Bengal and Bihar. In a short while from now, Prime Minister will lay the foundation stone and inaugurate multiple development projects worth over 9,000 crore rupees at Aizawl in Mizoram. Thereafter, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit Manipur and lay the foundation stone of multiple development projects worth over 7,300 crore rupees at Churachandpur. Further, he will inaugurate various projects worth over 1,200 crore rupees at Imphal. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will thereafter visit Assam and participate in the celebrations of 100th birth anniversary of Bharat Ratna Dr. Bhupen Hazarika in Guwahati. On the day of his visit, Prime Minister will inaugurate and lay the foundation stone of major infrastructure and industrial development projects worth over 18,530 crore rupees in Assam. He will also lay the foundation stone of various projects at Darang. Thereafter, he will inaugurate Assam Bioethanol Private Limited Numaligarh refinery plant at Golaghat. He will also lay the foundation stone of polypropylene plant at Golaghat. On the last day of his visit, which is the 15th of September, Prime Minister will visit West Bengal and inaugurate the 16th Combined Commanders Conference in Kolkata. Thereafter, Prime Minister Modi will visit Bihar and inaugurate the new terminal building of Purnia Airport. Further, he will also lay the foundation stone and inaugurate multiple projects worth around 36,000 crore rupees at Purnia. He will also launch the National Makhana Port in Bihar. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will lay the foundation stone and inaugurate multiple development projects worth over 9,000 crore rupees at Aizawl. These projects will cater to multiple sectors including railways, roadways, energy, sports, among others. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the Bairabi-Serang new rail line connecting the capital of Mizoram to the Indian Railways network for the first time. He will also flag off 3 new express trains. Aizawl will now be directly connected with Delhi through a Rajdhani Express.
माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी इनॉग्रेट करेंगे बायरबी सारंग को प्रोजेक्ट को, उसके बाद में मिजोरम रेलवे के नेटवर्क के साथ जुड़ जाएगा। ये बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट प्रोजेक्ट है, बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण प्रोजेक्ट है, क्योंकि मिजोरम की सब जन जन का जो सपना था, हर एक आइजॉल हो चाहे सारंग हो, इस राज्य में सभी का जो सपना था वो सपना पूरा होगा। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी 3 ट्रेन्स को इनॉग्रेट करेंगे। एक तो राजधानी एक्सप्रेस दिल्ली के लिए, दूसरा कोलकाता के लिए ट्राई वीकली एक्सप्रेस और तीसरा गुवाहाटी के लिए डेली मिजोरम एक्सप्रेस।
In a major boost to road infrastructure, Prime Minister will also lay the foundation stone of multiple road projects. He will also lay the foundation stone of Chimtoipoi River Bridge on the Longtla Sia Fort. The former Chief Justice of Nepal, Sushila Karki, took oath as the Prime Minister of Interim Government of Nepal. After intensive discussions from the last 3 days and the formal dialogue at President's office, which is Sheetal Niwas, since Friday morning, it was decided to appoint former Chief Justice Sushila Karki as the head of an interim government. Sushila Karki becomes now the first women Prime Minister of Nepal. She is the first woman Chief Justice of Nepal who was widely praised for her integrity. President Ramchandra Paudel has dissolved the House of Representatives, which is the lower house of the federal parliament, upon the recommendation of Prime Minister Sushila Karki. According to a press release issued by the Office of the President, the date for the next elections is fixed for March the 5th, 2026. Prime Minister Narendra Modi extended best wishes to Nepal's new interim Prime Minister. Posting on his official account on X, he said, and I quote him, "I extend my best wishes to Right Honourable Mrs. Sushila Karki on assuming office as the Prime Minister of the interim government of Nepal. India remains firmly committed to the peace, progress and prosperity of the people of Nepal." Unquote. In a pivotal response to Nepal's escalating political crisis, India welcomed the formation of a new interim government on Friday. India's statement emphasizes continued collaboration as close neighbors and fellow democracies to foster well-being and prosperity for both the nations. Karki, backed by youth activists for her anti-corruption stance, is tasked with dissolving parliament and organizing elections by next year in the month of March, marking a potential turning point in Nepal's turbulent journey towards reform. Moving on, the World Trade Center in Mumbai and All India Association of Industries organized an exclusive session titled GST 2.0 Road to Viksit Bharat on Friday, uniting the policymakers and industry leaders to discuss India's evolving tax framework. K.R. Uday Bhaskar, who is the Principal Chief Commissioner, CGST and Central Excise, announced significant GST 2.0 reforms effective from the 22nd of September, aimed at simplifying compliance and boosting growth. Bhaskar noted that GST generated 22 lakh crore rupees last year, with Maharashtra contributing 21%. The session highlighted AI-driven compliance, automation and alignment with India's Viksit Bharat 2047 vision, emphasizing stakeholder-driven policy decisions.
We will be monitoring the prices both before and after the changes will take effect from September 22nd onwards. So wherever these benefits are not being passed on, so the taxpayers or the ultimate consumers can bring it to our notice. We will take them. We will take appropriate action against the errant persons.
Union Minister for Commerce and Industry Piyush Goyal and the Commissioner for Trade and Security, Interinstitutional Relations and Transparency, European Union, Maros Sefcovic, attended the 65th annual session of the Automobile Component Manufacturing Association in New Delhi on Friday. Both the leaders reaffirmed their commitment towards a fair and equitable deal as far as the free trade agreement with the European Union is concerned. Amidst intense negotiations which is currently underway, both the leaders also said that they are almost nearing the deadline for the FTA and expressed that they are hoping to see an announcement on the deal coming before the deadline is over. Take a listen.
Intensive talks and negotiations on what I believe would be ground-breaking free trade agreement between European Union and India. And we've been negotiating this for quite some time, but I can tell you that it never got to such a momentum as we have right now between Minister Goyal and myself, and of course having the strong political support from both leaders, Prime Minister Modi and President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen.
Are looking forward to a very robust, fair, equitable, balanced, mutually beneficial, win-win partnership in terms of an enduring free trade agreement which will outlive all of us in this room, which will strengthen this relationship between Europe and India, and which will, in some sense, define two large economies as we grow in the next 20-25 years to become a $30 trillion plus economy.
Union Minister of Commerce and Industry Piyush Goyal addressed the FEBI DPIIT joint ministerial business interaction, where the minister called for a unified European voice to enhance the India-Europe business partnership. Echoing Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision, he emphasized that India's ties with Europe are rooted in shared values and a common vision for a better world. Goyal underlined that this partnership is not just bilateral, but a potential model for global geopolitics and cooperation.
Prime Minister of India had said, India's partnership with Europe is built on shared values and shared vision for a better world. So really, this partnership with Europe is not only about us. We will actually be setting a role model for the geopolitics of the world.
Strengthening ties with India is a top priority for the United States. As both the nations emphasize their growing strategic partnership, U.S. Envoy Designate to India Sergio Gore has said Washington and New Delhi are on the track to resolve issues. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio also echoed the same sentiments. Here's more on this evolving relationship. Take a look.
The India-US ties appear to be getting fine-tuned, with both sides emphasizing the robust historic relationship. In fact, the US envoy designate to India, Sergio Gore, has said that Washington and New Delhi are on track to resolve hiccups in the relationship. Speaking at his Senate confirmation hearing in Washington, D.C. on Thursday, Gore underlined that India is a strategic partner whose trajectory will shape the region and beyond.
India is a strategic partner whose trajectory will shape the region and beyond. Under President Donald Trump's strong leadership, I'm committed to advancing America's interest in this important partnership. India's geographic position, economic growth, and military capabilities make it a cornerstone of regional stability and a critical part of promoting prosperity and advancing the security interests that our nations share.
Gore emphasized that India's geographic position, economic growth, and military capabilities make it a cornerstone for regional stability and a crucial part of promoting shared prosperity and security interests.
We might have our moment of hiccups right now. We are on the track of resolving that. Our relationship with the Indian government, with the people of India, extends many more decades. And
U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio too stressed that India is one of the top relationships the U.S. has in the world today. Supporting Sergio Gore at his confirmation hearing, Rubio said Washington is in a period of extraordinary transition in that relationship with Delhi.
India is, I would say, one of the top relationships the United States has in the world today in terms of the future of what the world's going to look like. The 21st century, the story is going to be written in the Indo-Pacific. In fact, it's so important we've actually changed the name of the combatant command to the Indo-Pacific. India is at the core of that. And we are in a period of extraordinary transition in that relationship with India. We've got some really important issues coming up that we need to work with them on and work through.
With both sides committed to strengthening ties, the India-US partnership is poised to play a pivotal role in shaping the geopolitical landscape of the Indo-Pacific region. As strategic priorities align, Washington and New Delhi continue to build on their shared values and common goals, fostering a relationship that promises stability, growth, and mutual benefit for years to come. Bureau Report, DD India.
India voted in favor of a UN General Assembly resolution supporting the New York Declaration for the peaceful resolution of Israel-Hamas conflict. The resolution, proposed by France, was supported by 142 countries, opposed by 10, with 12 abstaining. Countries voting against included Argentina, Hungary, Israel, and the US. The declaration calls for ending the Gaza conflict, implementing a two-state solution for a just, peaceful and lasting resolution to the conflict, and building a better future for Palestinians, Israelis and the region as a whole. It urges Israeli leadership to publicly commit to a sovereign, viable Palestinian state under two-state solution. Chief of the Naval Staff Admiral Dinesh K. Tripathi on Saturday flagged off the Indian Navy car rally from Delhi, marking a spirited event to promote adventure, fitness and naval camaraderie. The rally, organized by the Indian Navy, features over 100 participants, including the naval officers, families and enthusiasts, covering a 500 kilometers route through Delhi NCR and nearby regions. Admiral Tripathi emphasized the rally's role in fostering teamwork and resilience, aligning with the Navy's Nari Shakti initiative by including women drivers. This follows the recent commissioning of INS Aravali in Gurugram on Friday, enhancing Navy's maritime awareness. The rally underscores Navy's commitment to holistic personnel development amid India's push for self-reliant defense. The commander of Myanmar Army, Lieutenant General Koko O, and 4 delegation members visited the headquarters of Eastern Command at Vijay Durg in Kolkata. The visit was part of the overall 7th Army-to-Army staff talks between the two nations. As part of his visit, the general officer visited New Delhi, Agra and Gaya. Lieutenant General Koko interacted with Lieutenant General Ramchandra Tiwari, who's the General Officer of Commanding-in-Chief, Eastern Command, and lauded the efforts of the Indian Armed Forces for their steadfastness, dedication and professionalism. They discussed measures to enhance defense cooperation between the two armies, particularly in the field of cutting-edge technology, with a focus on ensuring the security of both the nations. The Indian Army supports initiatives to strengthen the Myanmar Army's digital training capabilities, helping to improve information management within their organization. India is committed to assist Myanmar in modernizing its defense infrastructure and promoting technology-driven collaboration between the two nations. The visit has significantly bolstered the long-standing friendship and cooperation between the two armies. The Indian Army remains steadfast in its commitment to fostering strong defense ties with Myanmar, thereby contributing to regional peace and stability. A massive accident occurred in Karnataka's Hassan when a heavy goods truck rammed into a vibrant Ganpati Visarjan procession. The accident left 9 people dead, with the district administration warning that the death toll may rise. As many as 22 people have sustained injuries during the incident and have been transported to various hospitals. The police registered a case under relevant sections, initiated an investigation into the crash and have also taken the injured driver into their custody. Expressing grief over the loss of lives in Karnataka's road accident, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said, and I quote him here, "The mishap in Hassan, Karnataka is heart-rending. In this tragic hour, my thoughts are with the bereaved families. I hope those who have been injured recover at the earliest. An ex gratia of 2 lakh rupees from PMNRF would be given to the next of kin of each deceased. The injured would be given 50,000 rupees." Unquote. We are heading for a short break, but still to come on the other side. Up next, we'll get you more details on US President Donald Trump, Qatar, who's going to dine with Qatar's Prime Minister today. Fitch downgrades France's sovereign credit score. And India's doubles pair of Satvik Sairaj, Ranki Reddy and Chirag Shetty reaches final of the Hong Kong Open. Lakshya Sen to play semi-final today. Welcome back after that short break. You're watching DD India Live. Well, an earthquake of magnitude 7.1 struck near the coast of Russia's Kamchatka region on Saturday, just over a month after a powerful 8.8 magnitude earthquake struck the Kamchatka Peninsula, a region with a long history of seismic activity. The quake was at a depth of 10 kilometers or 6.2 miles. Just like earlier, a tsunami warning have been issued from the earthquake by Pacific Tsunami Warning System. The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center also said hazardous waves were possible along coasts within 300 kilometers or 186 miles of the quake's epicenter. Japan, Hawaii and other islands in the Pacific may see waves of less than 30 centimeters. Back then, the quake triggered tsunami warnings not just in Russia but also parts of the US, Japan, Hawaii, Chile, Costa Rica and others. NATO announced plans to beef up the defense of Europe's eastern flank on Friday, 2 days after Poland shot down drones that had violated its airspace in the first known action of its kind by a member of the Western Alliance during Russia-Ukraine spat. At the United Nations, the United States called the airspace violations alarming and vowed to defend every inch of NATO territory, remarks that appeared aimed at assuaging Washington's NATO allies after President Donald Trump said Russia's drone incursion could have been a mistake. Now on Friday, Poland rejected Trump's suggestions that the incursions could have been a mistake, a rare contradiction of the US president from one of Washington's closest European allies. Later on Friday, the US joined Western allies in a statement to express concerns about the drone incursion and to accuse Moscow of violating international law and the founding UN Charter. US President Donald Trump hosted Qatari Prime Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdul Rahman Al Thani a short while ago for a private dinner in New York, joined by Special Envoy Steve Witkoff. Well, this happened days after Israel's controversial airstrike on Hamas leaders in Doha. The strike, killing 5 Hamas members and a Qatari official, drew widespread condemnation as state terrorism and threatened Gaza ceasefire talks mediated by Qatar. Trump, expressing frustration to Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu, assured no repeats to protect US ally Qatar, host of key Al Udeid base. Earlier, Al Thani met Vice President J.D. Vance and Secretary of State Marco Rubio at the White House for an hour-long discussion on mediation and defense ties. Qatar's Deputy Mission Chief posted on X, "Great dinner with POTUS just ended," quote unquote. A source also called it positive with future steps. The Gaza war, ongoing since October 2023, has killed over 64,000 per Palestinian officials amid genocide allegations that Israel denies. Trump aims to bolster US-Qatar security pact amid regional tensions. The United States, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates and Egypt called on Friday for a 3-month humanitarian truce in Sudan to be followed by a permanent ceasefire and a 9-month transition towards civilian rule. Since April 2023, Sudan has been torn apart by war between its army, which maintains control over most state institutions, and the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces. The conflict has killed tens of thousands, displaced millions, and created what the United Nations describes as one of the world's worst humanitarian crises. Despite international efforts to push for peace, it remains unclear whether the warring factions are willing to engage. Both the sides have repeatedly vowed to continue fighting until securing outright military victory. And now let's get you an update from the world of business. Credit rating agency Fitch downgraded France's sovereign credit score on Friday to the country's lowest level on record, stripping the Eurozone's second largest economy of its AA status as it grapples with political crisis and ballooning debt. The move, bringing Fitch's score to A+, heaps pressure on Prime Minister Sébastien Lecornu just days into the job as he scrambles to form a cabinet and draft a 2026 budget that can pass a deeply divided parliament. On to sports now. World Athletics Championship kicked off in Tokyo on Saturday. It is the milestone 20th World Athletics Championship since track and field's first ever World Championships were held in Helsinki in 1983. Over 2,000 athletes from 200 teams are competing in 49 events with 147 medals on offer. India's star javelin thrower Neeraj Chopra leads a 19-member contingent at the event. In 2021 at Tokyo Olympics, Neeraj won the country's first Olympic gold medal in track and field when he hurled his javelin to a distance of 87.58 meters at this venue. Neeraj will be joined by Sachin Yadav, Yashveer Singh and Rohit Yadav in javelin throw event. Triple jumper Praveen Chitravel. And now let's go across to Prime Minister Narendra Modi's address, and he inaugurating various development projects in Mizoram.
Thank you so much. Mananiya Pradhan Mantri Shri Narendra Modi ji, Mizoram की माननीय राज्यपाल जनरल डॉक्टर विजय कुमार सिंह, PVSM, AVSM, YSM, माननीय श्री ललदोमा मिजोरम के मुख्यमंत्री, माननीय श्री अश्विनी वैष्णव भारत सरकार की रेलवे, सूचना और प्रसारण एवं इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स और सूचना और प्रौद्योगिकी के मंत्री, Dr. Vanlal Thana, Minister High and Technical Education, Government of Mizoram, Honorable Shri K. Vanlal Vena, Member of Parliament, and Honorable Shri Richard Vanlal Mangaya, Member of Parliament. मिजोरम सरकार के मंत्रियों, विधानसभा के सदस्य, गणमान्य व्यक्ति, अधिकारियों, भाइयों और बहनों, welcome to the historic event of the inauguration and laying of foundation stones for the various central government projects worth more than rupees 9,000 crores and the flagging off of 3 new railway services in the state of Mizoram. To commence this auspicious occasion, I would like to kindly request the Honorable Home Minister, Government of Mizoram, Puke Sapdanga, to kindly felicitate the Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi ji. Kanzavain kutilaw bengang u.
Thank you. This is the close orders only.
Diar le lalpuan kan Home Minister in ape ani.
This is we call funky. Yeah, that's okay.
Funky te ape bokani. Thank you for the kind gesture. And now allow me to call on the Honorable Shri Ashwini Vaishnav, Union Minister for Railways, Information and Broadcasting, and Electronics and Information and Technology to deliver his welcome speech. Kanzavain kut beng in ilolom.
Chibai. Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, Honorable Governor General V.K. Singh ji, Honorable Chief Minister Shri Laldu Homa ji, Honorable Ministers, Members of Parliament, distinguished guests, friends from the media, good morning. Chibai, hello Mizoram. Welcome to this historic day. Today, Mizoram capital gets railway connectivity. I congratulate all of you collected here in thousands to this great historic day. The Bairivi-Sarang railway line was a very, very challenging project. It includes 45 tunnels and 55 major bridges. It is practically a series of bridges and tunnels. There's a bridge, there's a tunnel. Then there is a bridge, then there is a tunnel. It's like that. That's the way this line is built because of the Himalayan mountains and the deep valleys. In fact, one bridge in Mizoram is taller than Qutub Minar in Delhi. This line will now connect Mizoram with Guwahati, Kolkata, and Delhi and many other destinations. Today, Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji will start 3 new trains. First, Rajdhani Express to New Delhi. Second, Mizoram Express to Guwahati. Third, Kolkata Mizoram Express to Kolkata. Friends, the railway connectivity will help the entire country experience this beautiful natural beauty of Mizoram. Tourist arrivals will increase. Homestay will become very popular. New jobs will be created, friends. And we are also starting cargo operations within this week. Cost of cement will reduce. Cost of steel will reduce. Time taken to bring the daily household items will significantly reduce. What used to take days will now be done in hours. And above all, we are also starting one refrigerated coach. The beautiful turmeric, the beautiful ginger, and the very, very unique fruits of Mizoram will now find new markets. Friends, all this was possible because of our beloved Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji's strong leadership and firm commitment for Mizoram. I request you all to stand up and say, "Kalo mein Modi ji." Please stand up, all of you. Say, "Kalo mein Modi ji." Say with me, "Kalo mein Modi ji." Kalo mein Modi ji. Thank you, Modi ji. Thank you so much, friends. Friends, development of Northeast started when our Prime Minister Modi ji started the Act East policy. Before that, it was only Look East. Modi ji started Act East. I'll give you one example. Before 2014, the budget for railway for Northeast was only 2,000 crore. Only 2,000 crore. Modi ji increased it 5 times to 10,000 crore. That is the Act East policy of Modi ji. Today, railway projects of 77,000 crore rupees are undergoing construction in the entire Northeast. That is our Prime Minister's doctrine of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas, Sabka Prayas. Friends, together we will all work to make prosperous Mizoram. Once again, I welcome you all to this historic day. Thank you. Bharat Mata Ki Jai. Kalo mein. Namaskar.
उनकी हार्दिक स्वागत के लिए माननीय केंद्रीय मंत्री जी को हम धन्यवाद देते हैं. And now I kindly request the Honorable Chief Minister of Mizoram, Pulal Duoma, to address the gathering. Kan Chief Minister Zaum Takkan Some.
Respected Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji, Honorable Governor of Mizoram, General V.K. Singh ji, Honorable Union Minister for Railways, Sri Ashwini Vaishnaw ji, esteemed colleagues, distinguished guests, and my beloved people of Mizoram. Today is a historic day for our state. We are deeply honored to welcome the Honorable Prime Minister to Mizoram for the inauguration of the Bairabi-Sairang Railway and Sairang Railway Station, a landmark achievement that marks a new chapter in our journey toward connectivity and progress. Honorable Prime Minister, your presence here today is a powerful symbol of your unwavering commitment to the development of the Northeast and to the vision of an inclusive, connected India. This railway line is more than a feat of engineering. It is a symbol of inclusion, a national integration, and of the shared aspirations of our people. It brings Mizoram closer to the rest of India, and India closer to the hopes of Mizoram. We also thank the Honorable Railway Minister, Sri Ashwini Vaishnaoji, for his tireless efforts in bringing this project to completion. The 51.38-kilometer stretch, built through some of the most challenging terrain in the country, is a remarkable achievement and stands as a testament to engineering excellence and human perseverance. To the Railway Board, the engineers, the workers, and the local communities who made this possible, we salute your dedication. You have built more than a railway line, you have built a lifeline for Mizoram. We also pause to pay solemn tribute to the railway workers who tragically lost their lives in the mishap of August 2023. Their sacrifice is etched into the very soil of this project. They did not just build bridges and tunnels, they laid down their lives in service of a vision larger than themselves. We offer our deepest condolences to their families. Honorable Prime Minister, we are also grateful for your inauguration of several other key projects that touch the heart of our communities. They are not just infrastructure, they are investments in our children's future, in the dignity of our citizens, and in the economic resilience of our state. The impact of these projects will be far-reaching, bridging between dreams and reality, between Mizoram and Bharat. We are proud to have worked closely with the central government to bring these developments to life. And today, Honorable Prime Minister, we wish to place on record our sincere appreciation not only for these projects, but for the way you and your colleagues in the Government of India have consistently lent a listening ear to our concerns. Your willingness to understand our hardships and extend support whenever possible has not gone unnoticed. It has strengthened our trust and reaffirmed our belief in cooperative federalism. Mizoram values this partnership built on empathy, responsiveness, and mutual respect, and we look forward to nurturing it further in the years ahead. Your guiding principle of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas, Sabka Prayas finds a living example here today. Mizoram stands with you in this journey, and we thank you for standing with us. To my fellow citizens, let us embrace this moment with unity and purpose. Let us use these new opportunities to build a stronger, more connected Mizoram, one that honors our heritage while welcoming the future. Kalome Jai Hind.
Pulal duoma Mizoram Chief Minister zaom takchung alom thu kan soya huai le rinom taka ram aka ishwai na hnuaya ma kan sonzel kan beise ani ये हमारा सौभाग्य है कि आज नई रेलवे लाइंस के साथ 2 और परियोजनाओं का उद्घाटन और 6 नई परियोजनाओं के शिलान्यास होने जा रहा है, जिसमें शामिल बैरबी साइरांग नई रेल लाइन, साथ ही रोड माइनॉरिटी एंड ट्राइबल कम्युनिटी के लिए एजुकेशन, स्पोर्ट्स, एनर्जी सेक्टर से जुड़े प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं। इस उत्साह भरी और ऐतिहासिक अवसर पर माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी से अनुरोध करती हूं कि वह रिमोट बटन दबाकर इन परियोजनाओं का उद्घाटन और शिलान्यास का अनावरण करें। The Honorable Prime Minister will push the button to unveil and mark the inauguration and laying foundation of stones for various projects from the central government in the state of Mizoram. Kanzawain kutibeng ang tunahian project ommek tur parokle zo sa pathum kanhong ahlung kanpumek ani. Let us witness a short film giving insights on these developmental projects. Achutteyang.
The Northeast, celebrated as the nation's Ashtalakshmi for its cultural diversity and rich natural resources, is undergoing remarkable transformation, with Mizoram playing a key role. Over the past decade, the region has achieved major progress in road networks, railways, air transport, digital infrastructure, power transmission, and social sector development, boosting connectivity and prosperity. Railway investments have been crucial, with the budget for the Northeast increasing 5-fold since 2009 to 14.
एक समय था जब नॉर्थ ईस्ट को सिर्फ फ्रंटियर रीजन कहा जाता था। आज ये ग्रोथ का फ्रंट रनर बन रहा है।
And today, to bring the resolution of a developed India from a developed Northeast to fruition, Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji is giving new impetus to the progress of Mizoram by giving the gift of development project worth more than 9,000 crore rupees, spanning railways, petroleum and natural gas, road infrastructure, minority and tribal affairs, youth programs and sports. Today is a historic day as the Bairabi Sairang rail line, whose foundation stone was laid in 2014 by the Honorable Prime Minister, is being inaugurated today, marking the fulfillment of the Prime Minister's commitment to improving Mizoram's connectivity. Traversing challenging terrain prone to seismic activity, the project features remarkable engineering with 143 bridges and 45 tunnels. Mizoram stands out with India's second highest railway pier bridge on the Bairabi Sairang line, exemplifying engineering excellence and regional progress. The rail line will facilitate efficient transport of goods while opening new markets for Mizoram's bamboo industry. Along with this, today Mizoram is also getting the gift of 3 new train services: Sairang to Delhi Rajdhani Express and express trains from Sairang to Guwahati and from Sairang to Kolkata. The Sairang Delhi Rajdhani Express is the first train to connect Mizoram's capital Aizawl with the national capital Delhi. This rail service is connecting Mizoram to Assam, West Bengal, Jharkhand, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh and Delhi. Apart from this, other projects include laying of foundation stone for Aizawl Bypass Road, a 45-kilometer project to improve connectivity and reduce congestion in Aizawl city. Construction of a 30 TMT LPG bottling plant by IOCL at Mualkhang with a storage capacity of 900 MT LPG. Bridge construction over Chimtuipui River on Long Talai to Siaha Road via Tuipui Ferry. Thanzol Sialsuk Road Project. Khankon to Rongura Hoon Road Project. Khelo India Multipurpose Indoor Hall in Tuikual. And inauguration of residential school at Kwartha, Mamet District. Eklavya Model Residential School built in Talangnuam. With visionary guidance from Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, Mizoram and the Northeast are achieving unprecedented levels of development and connectivity. as developed Northeast is a prerequisite for developed India.
माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का हम शुक्रिया अदा करते हैं। अब मैं माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी से अनुरोध करती हूं कि वे 3 रेल सेवाओं का हरी झंडी दिखाकर शुभ आरंभ करें। तुनाह्यान फ्लैगशिंग ही अवयंगा तिचुआन रेलवे सर्विस अरोन इंचन दोननी कंजवाई नरेम चुआन कंहौ तुपा स्क्रीना लंसुंग लोडिंग जेलंग उ Nasatakin kut bengila Mizoram in railway service ane ta ane tunahyan Rajdhani Express Sairanga changa Anand Vihar Delhi Akal chana Sairanga changa Guwahati Assam a flag of Megboka Sairanga changin Kolkata West Bengal rail Akal chan Megbok ane Voinhi Nitsinsia Tak, a milestone, a historic day in the history of Mizoram and transport and communication in India. Gudben Thalawila, our Prime Minister is flagging off Gud Ibeng Zelang Kanon Thok. History has just been made, and we are thankful to the Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, for his vision, for his diligence, and the progress that he has brought into the Northeast, especially today into the state of Mizoram. भारत की घरेलू संपत्ति को 19 points मिलाने वाले भारत को 21वीं शताब्दी के सबसे बड़ी इकोनॉमी में शामिल करने वाले Making India Great with Make in India. Please welcome with a big round of applause the most progressive, the visionary, futuristic Karam Yogi, the greatest leader of our time, the Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, to inspire us with his words. Good bang in ilaw lomang u.
Namaste. Namaste. Governor of Mizoram, V.K. Singh ji, Chief Minister Sri Lal Duhama ji, my colleague in the Union Cabinet, Sri Ashwini Vaishnav ji, ministers of the Mizoram government, MPs, and other elected representatives. Greeting to the wonderful people of Mizoram. I bow to Supreme God, Pathyan, who watches over this beautiful land of the Blue Mountains. I am here at Mizoram's Langpui Airport. Unfortunately, due to bad weather, I am sorry that I am not able to join you at Aizawl. But I can feel your love and affection even from this medium. Friends, whether it is the freedom movement
or nation building, the people of Mizoram have always come forward to contribute. The ideals of people like Lalnu Ropai Lianji and Pasaltha Khuangchera continue to inspire the nation. Sacrifice and service, courage and compassion, these values are at the center of Mizo society. Today, Mizoram is playing an important role in India's development journey. Friends, this is a historic day for the nation, particularly for the people of Mizoram. From today, Aizawl will be on India's railway map. A few years ago, I had the opportunity of laying the foundation stone for the Aizawl railway line. And today, we proudly dedicate it to the people of the nation. Overcoming many challenges, including difficult terrain, this Bairabi-Sairang rail line has become a reality. The skills of our engineers and the spirit of our workers made this possible. Friends, our hearts have always been directly connected with each other. Now, for the first time, Sairang in Mizoram will be connected directly with Delhi by the Rajdhani Express. This is not just a railway connection, but it is a lifeline of transformation. It will revolutionize the lives and livelihoods of the people of Mizoram. Farmers and businesses of Mizoram can reach more markets across the nation. People will be able to access more options for education and healthcare. This will also create employment opportunities in tourism, transport, and hospitality sectors. Friends, for a long time, some political parties in our country practiced vote bank politics. Their focus was always on places which had more votes and seats. The entire Northeast, including states like Mizoram, suffered greatly because of this attitude. But our approach is very different. Those who were earlier neglected are at the forefront now. Those who were once marginalized are the mainstream now. For the past 11 years, we have been working for the development of the Northeast. This region is becoming the growth engine of India. Friends, over the years, many states of the Northeast have been put on the rail map of India. For the first time, rural roads and highways, mobile connectivity and internet connections, electricity, tap water, and LPG connections. The government of India has worked hard to strengthen all kinds of connectivity. Mizoram will also benefit from the Udan scheme for air travel. Soon, helicopter service will begin here. This will improve access to remote areas of Mizoram. Friends, Mizoram has a major role in both our Act East policy and the emerging Northeast Economic Corridor. With the Kaladan multi-modal transit transport project and Serang Humang Buchehua rail line, Mizoram will also get connected to the Bay of Bengal through Southeast Asia. Due to this, trade and tourism will be boosted across Northeast India and Southeast Asia. Friends, Mizoram is blessed with talented youth. Our work is to empower them. Our government has already started 11 Eklavya residential schools here. Work is going to start 6 more schools. Our Northeast is also becoming a major hub for startups. I'm happy that around 4,500 startups and 25 incubators are operating in the region. Young people of Mizoram are actively joining this movement and creating new opportunities for themselves and others. Friends, India is quickly becoming an important hub for global sports. This is also creating a sports economy in the country. Mizoram has a wonderful tradition of sports, producing many champions in football and all other sports. Our sports policies are benefiting Mizoram as well. Under the Khelo India scheme, we are supporting the creation of modern sports infrastructure. Recently, our government has also come out with a national sports policy, Khelo India Khel Niti. This will open new doors of opportunities for the youth of Mizoram. Friends, whether in our country or abroad, it gives me great happiness to play the role of an ambassador of the beautiful culture of the Northeast. Encouraging platforms that showcase The potential of the Northeast is important. A few months ago, I had the opportunity to participate in the Ashtalakshmi festival in Delhi. It showcased the textiles, crafts, GI tag products, and tourism potential of the Northeast. At the Rising Northeast Summit, I encourage investors to tap into the potential of the Northeast. The summit is opening up the path for massive investment and projects. When I talk about being vocal for local, it greatly benefits the artisans and farmers of the Northeast too. Mizoram's bamboo products, organic ginger, turmeric, and bananas are well known. Friends, we are constantly taking steps to boost ease of living and ease of doing business. Recently, next generation GST reforms have been announced. This means lower taxes on many products, making life easier for families. Before 2014, even daily essentials like toothpaste, soap, and oil were taxed at 27%. Today, only 5% GST is applicable. During Congress rule, medicines, test kits, and insurance policies were heavily taxed. That is why healthcare was expensive and insurance was out of reach for ordinary families. But today, all these have become affordable. The new GST rates will also make medicines for serious diseases like cancer more inexpensive. After September 22nd, cement and construction materials will also become cheaper. Many companies that manufacture scooters and cars have already reduced prices. I am sure that the festive season this time will be even more vibrant across the nation. Friends, as part of the reforms, GST on most hotels had been reduced to only 5%. Traveling to various places, staying in hotels, and eating out will become cheaper. This will help more people travel, explore, and enjoy different parts of our country. Tourist hubs like the Northeast will particularly benefit from it. Friends, our economy has seen a growth of 7.8% in the first quarter of 25-26. It means India is the fastest growing major economy in the world. We are also seeing the growth of Make in India and exports. During Operation Sindoor, you all saw how our soldiers taught a lesson to those who sponsored terror. the whole nation was filled with a sense of pride about our armed forces. In this operation, Made in India weapons played a significant role in protecting our country. The growth of our economy and manufacturing sector is very important for our national security. Friends, our government is committed to the welfare of every citizen, every family, and every region. It is through the empowerment of the people that a developed India will be built. In this journey, I am confident that the people of Mizoram will play a very important role. Once again, I extend my heartfelt congratulations to you all and welcome Aizawl to the railway map of India. Today, due to the weather, I could not come to Aizawl, but I'm sure that we will meet very soon. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for all that you do for the state of Mizoram. And we would also like to show our gratitude to the Railway Minister who had made this historic event possible. ये हमारा सौभाग्य है कि आप मिज़ोरम में आए। हम उम्मीद करते हैं कि आप फिर से इन वादियों में पधारेंगे। Please welcome back to this land of the Blue Mountain, and we also hope that wherever you may be, you will leave.
And with the development push for the Northeast, Aizawl will be now on India's railway map. As Prime Minister Narendra Modi also said, the project was materialized, overcoming many challenges. Prime Minister Modi also praised the workers, engineers and the labour force who made this dream a reality. And with this, Sairang will now be connected directly to Delhi as well by Rajdhani Express. And he said that this is more than a railway connection, as it is a lifeline of transformation for Mizoram. Mizoram will also benefit from Udaan scheme, and soon the helicopter service will begin in Mizoram as well. And apart from that, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also talked about various other developmental areas like startups and others. It's now time to take a short break here on DD India. We'll be right back.
Geopolitics and trade deals. Economic challenges amid development. Hard work and the path to prosperity. It's the economy always. Between walkers, money is what money does and says. Supply creates its own demand. Between the bulls pulls and bears tears. When supply chains globalization and India rises to the podium. We'll get you centered with the economic brief at 8 p.m. every Thursday on DD India.
We lock our doors, put up fences, all to protect our house. But what about the home that we all share? Today's episode is to remind us that preservation extends beyond humans.
We tell our buyers that the coffee they're buying or they're consuming is contributing or is preserving the habitat for, these many species of birds and animals.
We are promoting ecotourism only. We call volunteers to work on the field so that they can learn from the village.
GDSI is a ranking system created by an association to make its location sustainable in terms of tourism and event management.
We use the feces as manure for our crops. That's how integrated farming becomes very profitable.
Goa, an adventure paradise like none other. From lush forests to rugged hills, from pristine ocean beach stretches to stunning lakes, there is something to explore in every corner of the state. And some adventures are wilder than others. Watch postcards from Goa on National Geographic.
Jharkhand will mesmerize you with majestic nature, rich heritage and colorful culture.
Johar. Johar. It fits perfectly. Thank you. Full workout ho gaya. Ready?
Postcards from Jharkhand on National Geographic.
Welcome to Manipur, a state that's waiting to enchant you with the jewels of nature, where the love of art and beauty is inherent in people. Full of trailblazing milestones. And heroes that scripted history. Its mystical charm will leave an impression for a lifetime. Come, savor the jewel land of Manipur.
Can the US launch a bombing campaign against Iran? The Philippines vessel suffered structural damage. The saga of child sexual abuse is the United States China's debt trap strategy. Truth is stranger than fiction. But sometimes hard to uncover. Trust us to tell the truth, unadulterated and pure, of every story that matters to you. You read between the lines, cut the clutter, and connect the dots to get you the full picture. Watch Connecting the Dots at these times with me, only on DD India. We lock our doors, put up fences, all to protect our house. But what about the home that we all share? Today's episode is to remind us that
Welcome back after that short break. You're watching DD India Live. Well, the former Chief Justice of Nepal, Sushila Karki, took oath as the Prime Minister of the interim government of Nepal. After intensive discussions from the last 3 days and formal dialogue at the presidential office, since Friday morning, it was decided to appoint former Chief Justice Sushila Karki as the head of the interim government. Sushila Karki now becomes the first women Prime Minister of Nepal. She is the first women Chief Justice of Nepal as well, who was widely praised for her integrity. President Ramchandra Paudel has dissolved the House of Representatives, which is the lower house of the Federal Parliament, upon the recommendation of Prime Minister Sushila Karki. According to a press release issued by the Office of the President, the date for the next election is fixed for 5th of March 2026. Prime Minister Narendra Modi extended best wishes to Nepal's new interim Prime Minister. Posting on his official account on X, he said, and I quote him here, "I extend my best wishes to Right Honourable Mrs. Sushila Karki on assuming office as the Prime Minister of the interim government of Nepal. India remains firmly committed to the peace, progress and prosperity of the people of Nepal." Unquote. In a pivotal response to Nepal's escalating political crisis, India welcomed the formation of a new interim government on Friday. India's statement emphasizes continued collaboration as close neighbors and fellow democracies to foster well-being and prosperity for both nations' people. Karki, backed by youth activists for her anti-corruption stance, is tasked with dissolving the parliament and organizing elections by March 2026, marking a potential turning point in Nepal's turbulent journey towards reform. Moving on, India voted in favor of UNGA resolution supporting the New York Declaration for the peaceful resolution of Israel-Hamas conflict. The resolution proposed by France was supported by 142 countries, opposed by 12, with 12 abstaining. It was opposed by 10. Countries voting against included Argentina, Hungary, Israel and the USA. The declaration calls for ending the Gaza conflict, implementing a two-state solution for a just, peaceful and lasting resolution to the conflict, and building a better future for Palestinians, Israelis and the region as a whole. It further urges Israeli leadership to publicly commit to a sovereign, viable Palestinian state under the two-state solution. US President Donald Trump hosted Qatari Prime Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdul Rahman Al Thani a short while ago for a private dinner in New York, joined by Special Envoy Steve Witkoff. Well, this happened days after Israel's controversial airstrike on Hamas leaders in Doha. The strike, killing 5 Hamas members and a Qatari official, drew widespread condemnation as state terrorism and threatened Gaza ceasefire talks mediated by Qatar. Trump, expressing frustration to Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu, assured no repeats to protect US ally Qatar hosts a key of AI Udeid base. Earlier, Al Thani met VP J.D. Vance and Secretary of State Rubio Marco at the White House for an hour-long discussion on mediation and defense ties. Qatar's Deputy Mission Chief posted on X and said, "Great dinner with POTUS just ended," unquote. A source called it positive with future steps. Well, the Gaza war, ongoing since October 2023, has killed over 64,000 Palestinian officials amid genocide allegations that Israel denies. Trump aims to bolster US-Qatar security pact amid regional tensions. China's military condemned the sailing of a US and British warship through the sensitive Taiwan Strait, saying it ordered naval and air forces to monitor and warn the two ships. Now, the People's Liberation Army's Eastern Theater Command said the US destroyer USS Higgins and British frigate HMS Richmond were engaged in troublemaking and provocation. In a statement, the actions of the United States and Britain send the wrong signals and undermine peace and stability across the Taiwan Strait. Britain's Defence Ministry said the sailing was a routine passage. Now, last week, a Canadian and an Australian warship also sailed through the strait. China, which views Taiwan as its own territory, says the strategic waterway is part of its territorial waters. Taiwan's government rejects Beijing's territorial claims. China has over the past 5 years increased its military pressure on the island, including by staging war games nearby. A massive demonstration swept through downtown Buenos Aires to protest the spending cuts that ultra-liberal President Javier Milei imposed on health and education as he weathers turbulent days after a recent electoral defeat. The protest, another flashpoint for Milei, took place a day after the controversial leader vetoed 2 laws passed by Congress that would have restored funding for public universities and pediatric hospitals which have declared themselves in crisis. Now, both the universities and the emblematic Garahan Hospital also announced a strike and a new demonstration next week when the National Congress, dominated by the opposition, could try to overturn the presidential vetoes to insist on the measures. With flags and signs against Malay, doctors, teachers, students and labour groups marched from Congress to the historic Plaza de Mayo in front of the Government House. Costa Rican police arrested 4 people suspected of involvement in the June killing of a Nicaraguan ex-military officer living in exile. Roberto Samcam, a retired Sandinista major, was shot to death in his condo on the outskirts of the Costa Rican capital San Jose. He had been a vocal critic of the Nicaraguan government led by President Daniel Ortega. Among those arrested is a man suspected of acting as an intermediary between the shooter and those who ordered Samcam killed, according to the authorities. The head of Costa Rica's judicial investigation body said investigators had not arrested the mastermind behind the killing and that they had so far not established a link between Samcam's murder and any other country outside of Costa Rica. US authorities confirmed they had captured the man accused of killing prominent right-wing activist Charlie Kirk after a family member helped to turn him in, ending a frantic manhunt. Utah Governor Cox identified the suspect as a 22-year-old called Tyler Robinson and said the arrest was made after one of Robinson's relatives contacted a friend who then told the police. The arrest raised a bitterly divided country's hopes of finding answers to the shocking political murder on Wednesday. The 31-year-old Charlie Kirk was hit by a single bullet in his neck while addressing a large crowd at Utah Valley University in the town of Orem. Kirk was an electrifying presence on the US far right with a huge following that helped Donald Trump build the youth vote in his election victory last November. On Friday, visitors paid respects to Charlie Kirk at a makeshift memorial in front of Arizona Mortuary Chapel, where Kirk's body was taken the previous day. Visitors gathered at a makeshift memorial in front of an Arizona Mortuary Chapel to pay their respects, leaving flowers, velas and American flags. The outpouring of support highlights Kirk's impact on his followers. Tyler Robinson, the suspect in the 10th of September shooting death of Kirk at a Utah university, was in custody on Friday.
Or we can do what Charlie wanted us to do, get something from this moment that we want.
An earthquake of magnitude 7.1 struck near the east coast of Russia's Kamchatka region on Saturday, just over a month after a powerful 8.8 magnitude earthquake struck the Kamchatka Peninsula, a region with a long history of seismic activity. The quake was at a depth of 10 kilometers or 6.2 miles. Now, just like the earlier one, a tsunami warning has also been put in place from the earthquake by Pacific Tsunami Warning System. The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center said hazardous waves were possible along the coasts within 300 kilometers or 186 miles of the quake's epicenter. Japan, Hawaii and other islands in the Pacific may see waves of less than 30 centimeters. Back then, the quake triggered tsunami warnings, not just in Russia, but also in parts of US, Japan, Hawaii, Chile, Costa Rica and others. Now, NATO announced plans to beef up the defense of Europe's eastern flank on Friday, 2 days after Poland shot down drones that had violated its airspace in the first known action of its kind by a member of the Western Alliance during Russia-Ukraine spat. At the United Nations, the United States called the airspace violations alarming and vowed to defend every inch of NATO territory, remarks that appeared aimed at assuaging Washington's NATO allies after President Donald Trump said Russia's drone incursion could have been a mistake. On Friday, Poland rejected Trump's suggestion that the incursions could have been a mistake, a rare contradiction of the US president from one of Washington's closest European allies. Now, later on Friday, the US joined Western allies in a statement to express concerns about the drone incursion and to accuse Moscow of violating international law and the founding UN Charter. Credit rating agency Fitch downgraded France's sovereign credit score on Friday to the country's lowest level on record, stripping the Eurozone's second-largest economy of its AA status as it grapples with political crisis and ballooning debt. The move, bringing Fitch's score to A+, heaps pressure on Prime Minister Sébastien Lecornu just days into the job as he scrambles to form a cabinet and draft a 2026 budget that can pass a deeply divided parliament. On to sports now. World Athletics Championship kicked off in Tokyo on Saturday. It is the milestone 20th World Athletics Championship since track and field's first ever World Championships, which were held in Helsinki in 1983. Over 2,000 athletes from 200 teams are competing in 49 events with 147 medals on offer. India's star javelin thrower Neeraj Chopra leads the 19-member Indian contingent at the event. In 2021 at Tokyo Olympics, Neeraj won the country's first Olympic gold medal in track and field when he hurled his javelin to a distance of 87.58 meters at this venue. Neeraj will be joined by Sachin Yadav, Yashveer Singh and Rohit Yadav in javelin throw event. Triple jumper Praveen Chitravel, distance runner Parul Chaudhary and 5,000 meter specialist Kulveer Singh are also a part of the squad. India's top men's doubles pair of Satvik Sairaj and Chirag Shetty entered the final of the Hong Kong Open on Saturday. The top-seeded Indian duo defeated Chinese Taipei's Chen Lin in the semi-finals. Satvik and Chirag won the match by 21-17, 21-15. Meanwhile, Lakshya Sen will be in action soon in men's singles semi-final category. India's top-seeded shuttler Sen shocked out compatriot Ayush Shetty in the quarter-final round. Both Indian shuttlers were toe-to-toe in the high-octane game. Eventually, it was the more experienced Sen who came up trumps to win the three-game thriller. And that's all for this edition of DD India Live, but do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code to download it right now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Deepika, and from all of us here in New Delhi, thank you so much for watching DD India Live.